We are currently in a major drought of Marvel news and even rumors. Like, there's not really that much to make videos about anymore, so it's hard to make daily videos about Marvel stuff when there is no Marvel stuff to make videos about. As you may have noticed the other day, I did a plot leak breakdown for Spider-Man 3 because there was a plot leak and it honestly sounded really cool. So you should definitely go check out that video if you haven't seen it yet, because even though the actual plot leak itself doesn't really sound that real, it sounds so cool and so awesome that I honestly wish it was real. So you should definitely go check that out, because also, like, that thumbnail on that video, like, wow, I'm really proud of myself on that one. I think I did a good job. But now, since there's still nothing to talk about, I figured let's do another plot leak breakdown, because I found one for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and it's actually a really, really good one that actually sounds real, and who knows, it might actually be. And you should definitely give this video a like, because this is probably like my third time recording this video, because the first time I recorded it, I accidentally deleted the video. But now here we are, so let's go ahead and let's try this again. So this is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And this plot leak actually is not coming from 4chan like the Spider-Man one was. This one is coming from dezuarchive.org. Something like that. So I'll definitely link it in the description so you can check it out for yourself. But yeah, let's jump into it. So, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Mordo, Wong, and the Ancient One will return. So all of that makes sense. Totally good so far, except for the Ancient One. I'm assuming that would probably be just for flashbacks, maybe. I highly doubt they're bringing her back to life, but the flashbacks would make sense because she has a huge connection to another character I'm going to talk about in a little bit here. The new characters are Clea, Jericho Drum, America Chavez, Cagliostro, Nightmare, and Shuma Gorath. And pretty much all of those characters there have been rumored at one point or another to be appearing in this movie. And Shuma Gorath is an ancient entity that feeds off people's fear and wants to use America Chavez, a young girl who can create portals between universes, as a vessel to spread madness and consume the multiverse. Nightmare is Shuma Gorath's shape-shifting, mind-bending enforcer who is sent to capture America. Now, this sounds really interesting because when it comes to America Chavez, when it was first rumored that she was going to be in the movie, I was a little confused. Like, what does this character have to do with Doctor Strange? So why is she involved here? So this makes sense that because she has the power to basically punch through reality and break open the multiverse, it makes sense that a powerful entity like Shuma Gorath and Nightmare would want her power and would want her in their possession. So that makes a lot of sense. I'm really loving what we're seeing through here so far. Plus, Nightmare is my favorite Doctor Strange villain, so I really hope this is true because I really want to see Nightmare in live action. Then it goes on to say that Doctor Strange and Wong rescue America Chavez and assemble a team to protect her, formed by Scarlet Witch, Mordo, Clea, and Jericho Drum. And Scarlet Witch is learning how to control her powers from Doctor Strange, while Clea is the Ancient One's estranged daughter, born with a connection to the Dark Dimension. Drum is a powerful voodoo witch doctor and former student at Comer Taj. So let's go ahead and break down that paragraph there, because a lot just happened. Alright, so this team is formed. Makes sense that you gotta have this team to help protect America Chavez here. Then Scarlet Witch is learning from Doctor Strange to control her powers. That also makes sense because Kevin Feige himself confirmed that the magic and the hexes that Wanda uses is literally the same magic that Doctor Strange uses, is just not as refined because Doctor Strange has practiced, he's learned the techniques. So maybe, who knows, after Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, after she learns, maybe she'll be able to actually cast spells just like Doctor Strange. So that sounds really cool. And then Clea, being the Ancient One's daughter, I don't know much about Clea in the comics, so I'm not sure if that is something there, but this makes so much sense, especially with the connection to the Dark Dimension, because we know that the Ancient One was taking energy from the Dark Dimension, I think it was, in the first movie. And then finally we have Jericho Drumm, who of course is Brother Voodoo, an awesome character. And there was actually a huge reference to him in the first Doctor Strange film, because his brother was actually in the movie, and he died, but he was still there for part of the movie. So that was kind of a bit of a setup to lead into Jericho's appearance in the sequel. So that's really cool. But then it says that Strange's plan is to contact the spirit of Cagliostro. Man, these are some weird names. The sorcerer who originally defeated Shuma Gorath, and learn how to reproduce his ritual. Mordo decides that Strange's plan is too dangerous, goes rogue, and sets out to kill America Chavez before Shuma Gorath can get to her. Now, the Cagliostro thing there is cool, but what I really want to talk about is the Mordo part here, because this sounds so awesome. Because when I was first reading this the first time, when it said that Mordo was a part of this team to protect America Chavez, I was a little confused. Like, are you just going to ignore that post-credit scene from the first Doctor Strange film, where Mordo was basically like, no more sorcerers, I'm going to kill all the sorcerers in the universe? But I like this part, because he was kind of reluctantly going along with them, and now he realizes, like, oh, this is not the right way to do it. I'm going to go do this on my own. So then he goes rogue, and then he sets out to kill America Chavez. And it's because Mordo, he's not doing this because he's a villain and he just likes killing people. He's doing it because he sees himself as the hero, and he thinks that if he gets rid of all sorcerers and all people in the universe like America Chavez, who has these crazy, insane powers, then he would be a hero and he would be protecting everyone. So I love that part and that little detail here as well. Then the final battle happens in Shuma Gorath's realm of dead universes, populated by physical manifestations of people's worst fears and nightmares. So this just sounds awesome. And this would be a perfect opportunity to bring in, like, the Marvel zombies, because it says realm of dead universes. So totally one of the universes there could be like the Marvel Universe realm, or Marvel Zombies realm. That would be really cool, because we kind of got like a glimpse of that, Spider-Man Far From Home with zombie Iron Man. So I'd love to see like a whole planet of Marvel zombies. That would be awesome. But as for the cast itself, of course we will have Benedict Cumberbatch returning as Doctor Strange, Chiwetel Ejiofor as Mordo, Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch, Benedict Wong as Wong, and Tilda Swinton as the Ancient One. So those would all be returning, but then we now have Xochitl Gomez has been cast as America Chavez, and I made a video about that a couple weeks ago, actually. And then this is where things get interesting, because apparently Daveed Diggs has been cast as Jericho Drumm. Now, this is really awesome, because I actually saw a post on Reddit about this a couple months ago. There was like a fan cast post that was like, hey, wouldn't it be a good idea for Daveed Diggs to play Brother Voodoo in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? And I was like, oh yeah, that is actually an awesome casting idea, because he's a great actor, and I feel like, you know, he's got the look going for him. He looks like Brother Voodoo, and I feel like this would be a really cool role for him. So I'd love to see that. But then finally it mentions that Bruce Campbell will play Dr. Druid, the Sorcerer Supreme of a parallel universe, in a small comedic role. Once again, that makes sense as well, because we do know that Sam Raimi is directing this movie, and Bruce Campbell has a cameo in pretty much every single Sam Raimi movie, sometimes even bigger roles. Like, you go back and watch all three Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, and Bruce Campbell has a cameo in all three of those. So that makes sense, and we have been theorizing for a while that Sam Raimi is directing this. Bruce Campbell's got to have a cameo somewhere in here. And then the final paragraph here says, Jeremy Irons has been approached for Cagliostro. Jeremy Irons, of course, played Alfred Pennyworth in Batman v Superman and Justice League. So that's cool. And then as for Clea, Charlize Theron was offered the role, but actually passed on it. So now Vanessa Kirby and Jodie Comer are the current frontrunners for Clea. Then, as for Nightmare, Nicholas Hoult is currently in early talks for the role of Nightmare. Nicholas Hoult, of course, played Beast in the more recent X-Men movies. Definitely not someone I would have thought of to play Nightmare, but I'd be interested to see how it goes. But then this is where things get crazy, because apparently Adam Driver, who of course played Kylo Ren in the new Disney Star Wars sequel movies, was also offered the role of Nightmare, but he unfortunately turned it down. Now, I'm glad he did, because I really love Adam Driver as an actor, and I would love to see him in the MCU, and I think he will join the MCU at some point, but I'm really glad he turned this down, because first of all, I'm not sure how he would be as Nightmare, but also because Nightmare, I'm pretty sure, would be just like a one-off villain character, and I want to see Adam Driver in the MCU for more than one movie. And I think I've mentioned this in multiple videos now at this point, but I would love to see Adam Driver play Doctor Doom in the MCU. Just imagine Adam Driver as Victor Von Doom. I would just absolutely love to see that. So yeah, that'd just be really cool. But anyways, that is pretty much the plot leak. That is everything that goes on here. Like I said, I'll link it in the description below so you can check it out and read it for yourself. But also, let me know down in the comments below, guys, what do you think about this plot leak here? Do you think it's real? Do you think it's fake? I honestly, by the sounds of this sounds pretty real. Like, either it's real or it's a really, really good fan fiction, because this sounds so realistic. Like, considering all the rumors and official announcements and castings that we've heard in the past couple months and even the past year about this movie, it just makes so much sense for this to be real. And with everything that we heard here, it just sounds so much like what this movie will be. So I can't wait to see this movie. But guys, let me know down in the comments below. Also, if you would like to see me do some more plot leak breakdowns, if you have any recommendations or anything like that, so let me know. And thanks so much for watching, guys. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.